Okay, we might be going over time for this episode, but I feel like we're just about ready to wrap up, so let's do it. That should be the end of it. Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Sunk cost has got its teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever. The impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. Lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary, my client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. Oh wait, no, that's not Reyes saying that. This is all Morgan. I just assumed because she was on screen. After being confronted with these facts, you received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting, and instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, you tried to claim it depicted my client. A man without the requisite limbs, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. He could have had a backup arm. He could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs. A bit. That's the best you've got. Even a bare bones prosthetic of the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. You'd have to bring it to a clinic, which would have left a record of his shoulder OS. A record you won't find. They'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did he manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones in the time between the shooting and his arrest? Well, any objections? Detective? God damn it! She folds. Show me your hand flat. You uncuffing me? Bring down the house. Episode 0. Prove your client's innocent in the Heartbreak. In light of evidence, we have no reason to hold you. Now I gotta go call the DA. And tell her I made a mistake. Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid, you should know. Detective? Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger and she just fought like hell for you. Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. He doesn't have any job though. Yeah. That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward. Yeah, sure. Feel exactly the same, Counselor. What happens now? I'll have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats, you get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Oh. Congrats, you get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Yay? But what am I supposed to do? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation into Heartbreak, huh? Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements. No, that's what I... Diane being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer? It's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. So what am I supposed to do? Hell if I know. There are some contacts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, to try and convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you. You're welcome, Carlos, but it's my job to... No, I mean, thank you for not asking. For not asking if I killed her. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all. I kinda thought this one over. Her mental snaps. What if she's the killer? And it turns out, yes, she is. The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place, easy to find, hard to miss. But the blood's always different. A flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom, only one for each of us. A Rorsch test with single, universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infinite the end. But the comical thud of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. 8:59 p.m, June 4th, 2086. Bullet number 6 of 6, the gun's empty. It's useless to me now, may as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but... whatever. Heartbreak. Date of birth, December 26th. Height, 175 centimeters. Weight. Blood type, AB negative. Occupation, criminal, defense attorney. Likes high places, gamblings, guns. Dislikes noisy people, mud, headphones. Hobby, batting cages. Favorite dish, mapo tofu. Cannot carry a tune. So then, yeah. This does explain why why we had the profile for the Heartbreak Killer saying some things of, yep, they probably feel this way. It's because she knew. Actually, evidence. Data recovered from an unknown citizen's phone camera at the time of the shooting. Because the phone was file markers for post-capture multispectrum indicate that it has been cleaned up as much as possible. Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash. But cash can't buy you peace of mind. Now don't look so surprised, lady. Moping around in the dark here. Must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did she think I was her boyfriend back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now. Hey! Yeah, did you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. And people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could even use as a partial suppressor on the way in. Could they really not afford some throw pillows? I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces and small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. Cramped places are usually full of trash. This room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean organised even. So the corpses add a certain satisfying contrast. Oh, corpse. Except... there's shit on the floor. By the window there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. I kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, each of them not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. With the final shot, there just had to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. I kick the wall. Something falls from it, probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair, knock the urn, tear into the sheets with my frustration and try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. This was also stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After that, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but... Ugh. Heartbreak killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All of the other threads and breakdowns and goddamn theory crafting? And all for the Heartbreak killer? Sounds like a soap opera villain from a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... I have no idea what they think the motive is. Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. That he got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me? I killed those people because I saw them, and I wanted to. And I've killed a lot more than just 6. At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now it doesn't matter, now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance, Heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air's weighty tonight, thick, energized. A heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. We call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off when the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always the most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that, but I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. 5:01 AM, June 5th, 2086. Sorry, using my left is still. That's okay, you can just initial on those spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of us feline city's sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 PM. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching, made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 AM, a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer and enough debt that I need to be provided one. Gamble. Did you mean how to start gambling? How to bet sports on phone? A gambler with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. A gambler with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. There we go. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend, all I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, what else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? Because that was more than I had. It would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals, maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes. More headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and mind like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with a case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside an interrogation room just to make doubly sure I didn't smell of gunpowder myself. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. But obviously everything turned out rosy. And it's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus. Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too. Funny, I didn't even know her name. Something the matter? No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died... Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine that she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground. No, I know, but... I just keep thinking she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me. We checked. Because we checked, we can present evidence. To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself. What is it? Something I noticed in ARC's data I couldn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. Maybe you can make sense of it. Pills for a modder. Non-lethal doses present. What is... Where did you find that? That pill organizer was on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the ARCs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. It seemed like it contained triprexazone, prescribed to help modders with phantom itches. There were small tablets, and those are tricky clasps too for a pill organizer. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy and sad all at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyway. Ooh! As prescribed, show Carlos what the victim was holding. To my eyes, anyway. "5:01 a.m., June 5th, 2086. Long night. That was too far just now. Practically rubbing it in his face. It's not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites a downfall. So why? Why did I even bother? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I just need to show more restraint next time. Though there won't be a next time for Heartbreak. The gun's in custody, there's no more bullets left. There won't be a seventh victim, there won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will now move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one will ever. Found you. District Attorney Rockford. Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Okay, now I have a voice in thought. Ugh. Counselor Morgan, morning, noon or night, you're always so put together. Thank you. I don't get it. How do you sleep at night? Pardon? You do white noise aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in court, trying to prove a defendant's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. It's hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What have they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? February 13, 165 centimeters. The weights are always stricken. She's an O+ blood type. Occupation: the assistant district attorney. Likes coffee, toffee, haute couture. Dislikes sunburn, dead pixels, and eye strain. Oh yeah, dead pixels are the worst. Eggs Benedict. Plays chess, shogi, idol 7 stars. Huh. And she is a cat person. Oh, well, actually I'm here for you. Me? Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well then, you must have been relieved finding out you won't have to go to trial against me? No. Why would I be worried about going up against you? It's always the unintended bobs with her. So you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl, Ray's. They've been reporting to me in preparation for the trial. Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you the rundown. They must have been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Ray's told you they had the HK in custody and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here? Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Too much on my mind. So when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all. Oh? Oh boy, we've got a sudden last-minute punch. I mean, Carlos Flatt, a serial killer? The same serial killer that's outsmarted the state for weeks? She's not using his middle name. He was found with a murder weapon, but I can answer that any number of ways. Actually, I think we need to cut the episode. I went this long because I thought the case was over. No, looks like that was just a warm-up for the final boss. So until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.